So we just demonstrate how simple and easy the test is.
Absolutely. So these are the tubes that basically contain a sorbent that attach the volatile compounds onto it.
There we go.
Yeah.
With cancer, they're slightly different compounds to the patients that help.
The bag onto the tubes and then the device. So
Pop the bag. There we
that's
go.
basically it for the breath test.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Steel tubes with a sorbent inside, so they're specially made for volatile compound research.
Specifically for our laboratory.
Yeah.
Some of the devices that we use, the machines, are specifically used for our laboratory, but the tubes are actually commercially available.
So we have the sample, the patient breath samples, which we've prepared and are now in the instrument ready to be run. The thermal desorber here will heat them up and take the compounds that we've collected from the patient breath at the GP surgery onto the instrument. That is then heated up and goes into our oven, our gas chromatography oven. This is where we separate the compounds that we're interested in, and we do that here. And it heats up to approximately 250 degrees. And then after we separate the compounds of interest, we then detect them with our mass spectrometer, and that's this instrument here, and that's where we actually measure these potential biomarkers for the cancers that we're interested in.
The tumor and the environment around the tumor produce metabolites. Some of those metabolites can be detected in the gas phase, and we call them volatile compounds. So those volatile compounds comes from the tumor and the environment and go to the lung and then come in the breath. So detecting those compounds give indication, hope, what type of cancer and whether patient has cancer or no cancer. The compound which are in the gas phase, the volatile compounds, are different between different tumors. And that is why it could be used as a test for multiple cancer in the same test. Like you do a blood test, you take a blood sample, but you can test for a kidney function, you can test for a liver function. The same, as a breath, we can detect multiple cancers. Different organs, they have different background structure and they have a different environment. The metabolite will depend on the type of the cancer and will depend on the environment of the cancer, and that's why they are different. The technology now allow us to pick up those compounds in a very, very low levels, part per billions or part per trillions. It's like a drop in a swimming pool. So that technology allows the measurement of those compounds at a very low level. But we don't depend on a single compound, we depend on a panel of compounds for each cancer. So people, early cancer, have non-specific symptoms. At this stage, this is when the best should be placed. When I say the patient has a definitive symptoms, like if somebody can't eat, that is too late. So we'd like to get in a stage which is early enough to provide a curative treatment and early enough before the red flag symptoms. The current practice, for instance, for esophagus and stomach cancer and pancreatic cancer is either to refer the patient for endoscopy or to wait and see whether things gets worse. If we refer everybody for endoscopy, then it will be too many, the system will not cope. If we wait too much and the patient has an early cancer, then it becomes late cancer by the time the patient have very definitive symptoms. So really, where is the balance here? So what we think, rather than wait and see, do the test. If the test is positive, then the patient will be referred for investigation. If the test is negative, then reassure the patient. And if the symptoms returns, then we can test the patient again and refer. So the test will replace almost wait and see.
But they are reusable. So when they come to the lab after they're...
Patients could go to like a diagnostic and treatment centre and